Hello, future engineers, subscribers, viewers, and students. Here is another video in differential calculus, particularly on solutions to sample problems under differential calculus 4, and this is part 2. I divide the video into 3 parts so that it will not be that long. So in this part, we'll have sample problems on continuation on time rates 2. Then we have curvature, radius of curvature, slope in polar coordinates, and partial derivatives. So we have example 3. A Ferris wheel has a radius of 10 meters. Its center is 12 meters above the ground. When a passenger is 17 meters above the ground, he is moving vertically at the rate of 1.814 meters per second. So what is the angular speed of the wheel in revolutions per minute? So that's the question. The angular speed of the wheel in revolutions per minute. So to help visualize the situation, let's do a Ferris wheel, and the center is 12 meters above the ground, and the wheel is rotating, let us say, counterclockwise, and the radius of the wheel is 10 meters. This is the position of the man, and the angle also changes. So the rate of change of the angle d theta dt is omega, and this is still in radians per second, and we will convert that later in revolutions per minute. So we call the distance of the man from the ground as y. And that y there is equal to 12. This is fixed distance of the center from the ground. Then plus this distance here. This vertical distance is 10 sine of theta. Then the derivative of y with respect to t, the rate at which the man is rising at that position relative to the ground, is dy dt. So derivative of 12 plus 10 sine theta is with respect to time is equal to 10 cosine theta times d theta dt, where d theta dt is the angular speed in radians per second. So that's it. Then when the man is 17 meters above the ground, then we can solve for that theta there. We substitute into that formula. So 17 equals 12 plus 10 sine theta. So 17 minus 12, 5. Divided by 10, 1 half. Inverse sine of 1 half is 30 degrees. So substitute here, dy dt. dy dt is 1.814 equals 10 cosine of 30 degrees d theta dt. Solving for d theta dt in radians per second, that is 0.2095 radians per second. We then convert this to revolutions per minute by multiplying 60 seconds per minute, and 1 revolution equals 2 pi radians, and we replace the symbol now with this symbol omega. So omega is equal to 2 revolutions per minute. Then for the next problem, still on time rates, a body moves along a trajectory described by the parametric equations x equals t cubed and y equals 8 minus t squared. What are the values of the velocity and acceleration when time is 1.5 seconds? So to solve for the velocity, magnitude, and acceleration when time equals 1.5 seconds, so first x is t cubed. The x component of velocity is the derivative of x with respect to time, vx, dx dt, so 3t squared. And when t is 1.5 seconds, 3 times 1.5 square is Vx 6.75 units per second. Then Ax is the derivative of dx dt, or v sub x, and that is 60. And 6 times 1.5 equals 9 units per second square. Then Likewise, y is 8 minus t squared. The derivative dy dt is v sub y, and it is negative 2t. So substitute t is 1.5, so negative 2 times 1.5. V sub y is negative 3 units per second. Then ay, the derivative of v sub y, so it is negative 2 units per second square. From there, we can now compute the magnitude of the velocity, square root of vx squared plus vy squared. So that is square root of 6.75 squared plus negative 3 squared. And that is equal to 7.387 units per second. Then acceleration, square root of ax squared plus ay squared. So ax squared plus ay squared, square root is 9 squared plus negative 2 squared, and that is equal to 9.22 units per second square. So that's it for this video. Example 5. In a circular arena, there is a light L. A boy starting from B runs at the rate of 10 feet per second toward the center at O. At what rate will his shadow be approaching along the side when he is halfway from B to O? So this is the given figure. That's B. The boy comes from here and it proceeds to center O, and its distance, his distance from B is x, and the rate of change, the rate at which x changes with time, it is increasing, as you notice there. Dx dt is positive 10 feet per second. Then if this is the light, the light traces the boy, and this is the shadow of the boy. The distance of the shadow of the boy is s from the other end along this arc, and this s here is obviously approaching this end, and therefore we expect that ds dt, the length, the rate at which his shadow approaches along the side, is decreasing. So it decreases, as you notice. So we expect that ds dt is negative. Now, if I call this angle theta a subtending arc S from plane geometry, from the principle in plane geometry, the central angle will have an angle double that peripheral angle theta. So that's the relationship, right? So that is 2 theta. And S is equal to radius times 2 theta. Radius times central angle. Likewise, this distance, the distance of the boy at any time from the center would be radius, that's radius minus x. So tangent theta therefore is r minus x over r. And we can rewrite that as r over r, 1 minus x over r. So we imagine that this is u. Tangent of theta equals u. And our guide in differentiating the function inverse tangent, because this is theta equals arctan of quantity 1 minus x over r. So remember that the derivative with respect to x of arctan of u is derivative of u with respect to x divided by 1 plus u squared. So that's the guide. If you cannot remember that, so you should remember that, because we're going to evaluate the derivative of this angle theta with respect to time. So d theta dt is the derivative of this. Imagine this is u. So that would be negative 1 over r dx dt, because the variable here is time, not x. Then divided by 1 plus u squared. So 1 plus the square of this quantity. So d theta dt, negative 1 over r times dx dt over 1 plus u squared. This is the derivative of 1 minus x over r with respect to time. Then we substitute the situation that when x is half of r, 0.5 of r, then dx dt is also 10 feet per second. So substitute d theta dt is negative 1 over r times positive 10 feet per second over 1 plus quantity 1 minus x, which is 0.5 of r over r square. So d theta dt therefore is equal to negative 8 over r radians per second. Since s equals r times central angle to theta, 2r is constant here, so differentiating ds dt is equal to 2r times d theta dt. Since we have found d theta dt, which is negative 8 over r radians per second, substitute, then we have ds dt equals negative 16 feet per second, showing that s really is decreasing as the boy approaches the center. The shadow would be approaching here, so that rate of change of s is negative 16 feet per second. Then for the next problem, example 6, given the parametric equation x equals t cubed minus 1 and y is t square, y is t square plus t, find the first and second derivative. So given y equals t square plus t, take note that the variable here is, we have parametric equations, but dy dx is dy dx. So that is dy dt over dx dt. So the derivative of y with respect to t is 2t plus 1. While the derivative, because x is t cubed minus 1, the derivative of x with respect to t is 3t squared. So dy dx, the slope is dy dt over dx dt. Substitute values. So dy dt quantity 2t plus 1 while dx dt 3t squared. So therefore dy dx is equal to 2t plus 1 over 3t squared. So that's the answer to first derivative. For the second derivative, we have to apply derivative of fraction. Remember, it's x that is the variable here, but we have parametric equations. So second derivative of y with respect to x, we have denominator times derivative of numerator with respect to x. So 3t squared times 2 dt dx minus numerator 2t plus 1 derivative of denominator 60 times derivative of t with respect to x. All over denominator square, so all over 3t square quantity square. So simplifying, factor out dt dx. So we have 6t square minus 12t square minus 60 quantity dt dx all over 9t to the fourth. Now dt dx, we first simplify inside. That's negative 6t square minus 60 times quantity dt dx all over 9t to the fourth. So we then simplify further by factoring out negative 60. So that would be second derivative of y with respect to x is equal to negative 60 times quantity t plus 1 dt dx. From here, dt dx, the reciprocal of 1, the reciprocal of 3t squared, which is 1 over 3t squared. So negative 60 times quantity t plus 1, then dt dx 1 over 3t squared all over 9t to the fourth. So second derivative of y with respect to x is, we can cancel negative 6 and 3 and write it as negative 2. We can also cancel t. So we have here negative 2 times quantity t plus 1. Then what remains here is 1 over t divided by 9t to the fourth. So that's it. Then simplifying further, we have second derivative of y with respect to x equals negative 2 quantity t plus 1 all over 9t to the fifth. So that's for that problem. Example 7, this came out in CE Licensure Board exam in November 2012. So given the parametric equations x equals cosine cube t and y equals sine cube t, find the equation of the normal line at the point where t is pi over 4. So if you notice, these are the parametric equations of the forecast hypocycloid. And if you just know that, then you can definitely answer the equation of the normal line by just sketching the graph, and from there you can definitely find the equation of the normal line. And I will do that in the last part. So I'll solve this first using the traditional approach, the official solution. So y equals sine cube of t. So the derivative of y with respect to t would be 3 sine square of t times derivative of sine cosine of t times 1. So that's dy dt. Likewise, x is cosine cube of t. So dy dt is 3 cosine square of t times derivative of cosine negative sine of t. And then, of course, derivative of t with respect to t is 1. So the slope of the tangent line is equal to dy dt over dx dt. And the points of tangency would be, we simply substitute the value of t here, which is pi over 4. So y equals sine cube of pi over 4. Sine of pi over 4 is like sine of 45. And remember, sine of 45 degrees and cosine 45 degrees are equal. So specifically, y sub t is equal to 1 over square root of 2 quantity cube. So that would be 1 over 2 square root of 2. Likewise, x sub t is cosine cube of pi over 4. Since they are equal, it's also 1 over 2 square root of 2. Then substitute into the formula dy dx, which is dy dt over dx dt. So 3 sine square of t cosine t over negative 3 cosine square of t sine of t. So since they are equal, actually we can cancel sine and cosine square t, cosine t, sine of t, because they are equal when t is particularly pi over 4, but for other values they are not equal. So this gives us negative 1, even if you use the calculator, even if you do not cancel all this. So it's negative 1. Then the slope of the normal line would be the negative reciprocal of negative 1, so that is positive 1. So if the slope is positive 1, the expected equation would be of the form x minus y equals x sub t minus y sub t. Because x minus y equals something has a slope which is equal to positive 1. And we are looking for the normal equation of the normal line. Since xt and yt equal, the right side will be 0. So the equation of the normal line is x minus y equals 0. So that's it. Then as I said, if we recognize that this is the graph of forecast hypocycloid, I'll just present one one branch in the first quadrant, because this should be in the first quadrant because t is pi over 4. Both xt and yt are positive and equal, so they are in the first quadrant. The tangent will be as shown. Since t is pi over 4, the perpendicular to the tangent is normal line and it passes through the origin. So it is the line that divides the first quadrant, into two equal parts. So no other line that divides the first quadrant into two parts, and it passes through the origin, and the equation of the normal line is y equals x, or x minus y equals 0, which is this. So that's the explanation. Then we proceed to example 8. Samples 8, there are three exercises for here. That's why I call it samples 8. Find the slope of the tangent line to the curve. So slope in polar coordinates. And in the lecture part, this is, or the formula for the slope is presented there, the derivation there, and it's up to you to memorize it. So dy dx equals m equals, if you can remember, r cosine theta plus r prime sine theta over r prime cosine theta minus r sine theta, where r prime is derivative of r with respect to theta in this case. So for part A, r equals tangent theta. So r prime derivative of tangent is secant squared theta. We then evaluate r, which is tangent of pi over 4, and that is equal to 1, while r prime is secant square of pi over 4, and that is square root of 2, quantity square, so it is 2. We then substitute into the formula the value of dy dx m. So r1 cosine of pi over 4 plus r prime 2 sine of pi over 4 all over r prime 2 cosine of pi over 4 minus r1 sine of pi over 4. So using your calculator in the radian mode, then we get slope equals, so sine of pi over 4 equals cosine of pi over 4 square root of 2 over 2, or 1 over square root of 2. So the slope is equal to negative 3. So slope equals negative 3. For part B, r equals sine square of theta at theta equals pi over 3. So r prime equals 2 sine theta, derivative of sine cosine theta. So by double angle formulas, that's sine 2 of theta. So r prime therefore is sine of 2 times pi over 3, and that is equal to square root of 3 over 2 sine of 120. That's the same. R, on the other hand, is sine of theta, sine of pi over 3 quantity square. Sine of pi over 3 is sine of 60, and it's square root of 3 over 2 quantity square, so that's 3/4. So we then substitute into the formula here. So r, m equals r 3/4 times cosine of pi over 3 plus square root of 3 over 2 sine of pi over 3 over square root of 3 over 2 cosine pi over 3 minus 3/4 sine of pi over 3. So cosine of pi over 3 is cosine of 60, that's 1/2. So slope equals 3/4 times 1/2 plus square root of 3 of times square root of 3 over 2 all over square root of 3 over 2 times 1/2 minus 3/4 times square root of 3 over 2. So using your calculator, this is 3/8 plus 3/4, so 9/8. Square root of 3 over 4 minus 3 square root of 3 over 8, and that is equal to negative square root of 3 over 8. So m 9/8 over negative square root of 3 over 8 cancel 8, so that's negative 9 over square root of 3, which simplifies to negative 3 square root of 3. Then for the third part, r equals cos r squared cosine 2 theta, r squared equals cosine 2 theta at theta equals pi over 6. We write that as r equals square root of cosine 2 theta. So r equals square root of u. R prime therefore is the derivative of u, which is negative sine 2 theta times 2 divided by 2 square root of u. So divide by 2 square root of cosine 2 theta. Cancel 2. So substitute the value of theta, which is pi over 6. So that is negative sine of 2 times pi over 6 over square root of 2 times pi over 6. So using your calculator, r prime is equal to negative square root of 6 over 2. Likewise, r is square root of 2 times pi over 6, and that is equal to square root, r is equal to square root of 2 over 2. Substitute again here. So the slope is square root of 2 over 2 cosine of pi over 6 minus square root of 6 over 2 sine of pi over 6 all over negative 6 over square root of 6 over 2 cosine pi over 6 minus square root of 2 over 2 sine of pi over 6. So definitely the denominator, because we have the same sign, is not 0 but negative. The numerator, square root of 2 over 2 times cosine pi over 6. Cosine pi over 6 is square root of 3 over 2. So the first term is square root of 6 over 4. The second term, because sine of pi over 6 is 1/2, so that is also negative square root of 6 over 4. So square root of 6 over 4 divided by square root of 6 over 4 is already 0 in the numerator, divided by a negative value in the denominator, so the slope is 0. So that's it for this video.